Have you ever felt like your life was in total chaos, without form, covered with darkness, and everything around you felt empty? You're not alone. In fact, the first chapter of the Bible shows that even the earth itself once faced this kind of situation, and God in Genesis chapter 1 dealt with the challenge, leaving for us divine blueprint to follow to be able to overcome successfully every challenge that comes to us. And that's why in this video I'm going to unveil to you divine blueprint that will help you to overcome successfully every challenge that comes to you. So when you're faced with any kind of challenge, firstly, you have to recognize that you are made in the image and likeness of God. In the creation account of Genesis chapter 1 verse 26, God said, "Let us make man in our own image and likeness." In other words, let us make man to look like us and to act like us. So you are made in the image of God. You have to remind yourself that you are made in the image of God. You resemble God. You are made to act like God. So you are in the God class. You resemble God. In fact, you are God. So whenever you're faced with any kind of challenge, irrespective of how disastrous, how ugly that challenge may look, irrespective of how hopeless that situation may look, remind yourself that you are made in the image of God. Remind yourself that you belong to God's class, that you are God. So then you have to ask yourself, how would God act in this kind of situation? How would God act in this kind of issue? And this brings me to the second point. So whenever you're faced with any kind of challenge, you have to activate the eyes of your spirit. You have to activate your faith. See, because when you look at that challenge with your physical eyes, with these eyes of limitation, you'll be drawn to fear. And that will make you to speak fear. That will make you to run away. That will make you to think that that challenge has come to destroy you. That will make you to think that that challenge is so big and is bigger than what you can handle, because you approach it with these eyes of limitation. So you need to activate your eyes of the spirit. You need to activate faith. You need to become reflective. You need to become alert in the realm of the spirit. When there was challenge on the earth as recorded in Genesis chapter 1 from verse 2, the Bible said that the earth was without form. The earth was void. The earth was like a chaotic mass, and darkness was upon the face of the earth. And the Bible said that the Spirit of the Lord moved. See, God didn't start speaking, but first of all, the Spirit of the Lord moved. The Spirit of the Lord hovered. God brooded. So when you're faced with challenge, you don't have to speak, because when you speak without first of all activating faith, you will speak fear, you will speak lack, you will speak death. That's why first of all you have to activate the eyes of your spirit. You have to activate faith. You have to become reflective. You have to become alert in the realm of the spirit, so as to get an insight of the words of faith that you're going to be speaking to that issue, to that challenge. And that moves me to the third point. When you are faced with challenging situation and you have reminded yourself that you are in the God class, that you are made in the image of God, and you have now activated your eyes of the spirit, you have now activated faith. Now, the third point is you have to speak faith. Speak words of faith. Don't allow the challenge to silence you. Irrespective of how disastrous, irrespective of how hopeless the situation may be, don't allow it to silence you. Once you've known who you are, that you are made in the image and likeness of God, that you are of God's class, that you are God, and you have activated your faith, you have activated your eyes of the spirit, and now you have to speak faith-based words. You have to speak words of faith. You have to address the situation with words, because your words are powerful. Your words carry power, especially when they are words of faith. You have to speak to that challenge. See, God in Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, after the Spirit of the Lord moved, the next thing God spoke, okay? God spoke and God said, "Let there be light." And the Bible recorded that there was light. So you speak to that situation, let there be light. You speak to that situation. I am coming out by the power of the Holy Ghost. Although I am like this now, but I'm coming out a better me. I'm coming out. Although my financial situation may be like this now, but I'm coming out richer. I'm coming out richer. I'm coming out wiser. I know what to do. I know what to do. The Spirit of God is at work in me. I've got the wisdom of God at work in me. I've got the mind of God. Yes, I have a sound mind. I'm coming out of this situation richer. I'm coming out of this situation stronger. I'm coming out of this situation a better me. Yes, you speak to that challenge. And this brings me to the fourth point. You have to bring order to the situation. See, first of all, you have to bring order to your mind. So when you're faced with challenging situation, so you have to bring order. You don't have to allow your mind to start wandering, to start thinking anything that it likes. You have to bring order. See, when God spoke in Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, let there be light, the Bible recorded that from verse 4, God brought order by bringing separation. The Bible recorded that God separated light. When God said, let there be light, and there was light, God separated light from darkness. So you have to bring order. You have to separate those actions, those distracting actions. You have to separate those distracting thoughts, take them away, bring order, first of all, to your mind. Take charge of your mind, become intentional in your thinking, bring order to your mind, bring order to your actions. You don't have to fix everything at the same time. You bring order by separating your action, take away those distracting actions, and focus on what truly matters at this point. So you bring order to your mind, become intentional in what you think. Don't allow your mind to wander. Don't allow your mind to think death. Don't allow your mind to think lack. See, when you're faced with challenging situations, there is every tendency that your mind may want to think, lack, may want to think death, may want to think a worst case scenario. That's why you have to bring order to your thought, order to your mind. Make sure that you're intentional in what you think. Separate your thoughts, take away those destructive thoughts. Separate your actions, bring order to your actions. Take away those distracted actions and focus on what truly matters at this point. So God brought order. When God spoke, let there be light, there was light. He separated light from darkness. Then this brings me to the fifth point. You have to create solutions. Don't just target coming out of the challenge. Don't just survive the challenge and you're saying, wow, thank God I survived the challenge. No. Don't just survive. Rather, become better. Use this challenge as a seedbed for multiplication. Target becoming a better you. Target coming out richer. When you read Genesis chapter 1 from verse 11, you find out that God did not stop at fixing the darkness. The challenge was, there was a darkness. Darkness was upon the face of the earth. And God said, let there be light. And God, separated light from darkness. But God did not stop there. God went ahead creating abundance. He went ahead creating life and multiplication. He created man. He created the trees. He created the earth. He beautified things. So he didn't just fix the darkness. So don't just, when you're faced with challenge, don't just pray, let me come out of this. If I can come out of this challenge, no challenge has the capacity to destroy you. That challenge has come because it has come for your promotion. That challenge has come because it has come for your next level success. It has come to push you to where you ought to be in your finances. It has come to push you to where you ought to be in your career, in your marriage, in your health. So don't just survive the challenge. Come out with solutions. Come out a better you. Come out richer you. Come out wiser you. So come out creating solutions. Don't just survive the challenge. So let your target not be surviving the challenge. No. But let your target be, I'm coming out a better me. And as you're coming out wiser. You're coming out, better. You're coming out richer. You're coming out with solutions that will prevent that thing from happening, and solutions that will make you get better and better. Because inside every challenge is your next level success. Inside every challenge is your promotion package. So you unlock that promotion package. Don't just pray to survive. Don't just, wish to survive from that challenge. No, use that challenge as a seedbed to moving forward, as a seedbed to getting richer financially, as a seedbed to starting up that business, as a seedbed to solidifying your life, your career, or your finances. So whenever you're faced with any challenging situation, First of all, remind yourself that you are made in the image of God. You are made in the image and likeness of God. You are of God's class. You belong to God. You resemble God. You are God. And you ask yourself, how would God act in this kind of situation? And then you activate the eyes of your spirit. You activate faith. You apply faith. You become reflective. You become alert in the realm of the spirit as to get words from your spirit, words to speak to the challenge. And then you move to speaking words of faith to the challenge. Speaking words of faith. I'm coming out a better me. I'm coming out bigger. I'm coming out larger. I may be like this today, but come and see me tomorrow. And then you bring order to your mind, to your thoughts. You become intentional in the things that you allow to process in your mind. You become intentional in your actions. You avoid distractions and focus on what truly matters. And then you plan to get bigger. You plan to come out, not just coming out of that challenge, but coming out larger, coming out wiser, coming out richer. When you practice these 5 things, you will always come out successfully. You will always use every challenge that comes to you as a seedbed to move it to your next level success. So this is what I have brought to you. And if you have watched this video up to this point, I have to tell you that this video is part of my video series on how to overcome every challenge that comes to you successfully. So I have other videos that I've done concerning this topic. So I have Close Your Eyes and See, how to deal with challenging situations with the eyes of faith. I have another video, it's titled When Life Halts. I have another video titled Treasure in a Mess. And then Your Goliath Will Fall. These are part of my teachings about how to overcome challenges successfully. So you can check for these videos. They will help you to come out of that challenging situation successfully. And so this is what I have for you, and I hope that it blesses you. And if you find this video helpful, I invite you to subscribe to my channel so as to keep on having this kind of videos, and to like this video, share this video to your friends, and even to your family members, to as many as you think that may need to learn 1 or 2 lessons from this video. Until I come your way next time, keep living in that atmosphere of next level success and happiness. Bye-bye.